Are you considering a move to Florida? Are you wondering how safe it is? Of course you are, because this is the number one question I get asked by everyone that I talk to. Everyone wants to know where the safe neighborhoods are because naturally, everyone wants to live in an area where they personally feel safe. The problem is that everyone has a different definition of what safe is. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you some advice and online tools to help you determine this issue for yourself, and it starts right now. Everyone, this is Dana Weis, brokered by eXp Realty here in gorgeous sunny Melbourne, Florida. Today, I want to talk about this idea of safe neighborhoods. This is seriously the most asked about topic from homebuyers moving into the area. It really is understandable since they don't know the area, they don't really know about the safety. However, the problem is that legally, we as realtors can't really answer this one, so we end up shying away from it. As realtors, we agree to adhere to a code of ethics as well as the Fair Housing Act, and we can in no way steer anyone to or from a certain area. Not only is this considered an ethical issue, but it's also a legal one. If we do give our opinion on what we consider safe, we can get into serious trouble where we get hefty fines slapped on us, or we could even have our license taken away. It really is a serious issue that we really have to be professionally careful about if we want to continue helping people as realtors. So don't be upset if a real estate agent won't answer you directly on which areas are the safest neighborhoods. Consider this, we don't know what you personally consider safe. That is such a personal decision that really should be made by you and no one else, and definitely not based on anyone else's opinion. Really, you should use research from many different sources, not just from one agent. I mean, after all, you know what you consider safe and what you don't. But I guarantee the next person coming along has a different idea than you do. The great news is that we have the internet where we are able to research any and every topic under the sun. So finding data on crime statistics, safety is way easier than it's ever been. That really is exactly where you should start. Online. So especially if you're moving from out of the area and having to start from the beginning, I always encourage people to look at the city websites, the county website, or even specific municipality websites because you can get specific crime data there. Now, depending on the website, you may get some detailed maps, although every city is different. They're all controlling their own, website. So just be aware that because of that, you may have to go to multiple websites to get an inclusive crime data picture of an entire area. Citydata.com, I think it's city-data.com, is another site to go to for an overall view. But it does only give one big blob on the city versus the different areas. The next best place to go to research is actually, believe it or not, Realtor.com. It's a great place to start because it has a lot of data packed into that one spot. So I'll show you on my screen what it looks like for West Melbourne since that's where I personally am, but Realtor.com is everywhere, and you should be able to do the same thing that I'm doing with wherever you're looking at moving to. So just go to the search bar, you click in the box, and you type in your city's name. Pretty easy, right? Once the listings pop up, click on any of them to open them up. Once you're on that listing, click on the map feature and the icons will pop up on the map. Now notice the buttons. There's schools and crime, everything that you would want to know about a particular area. But for this video, I want to use the crime button to help us in our search for the safe neighborhoods. So notice that the map changes colors with the different shades for the different levels of crime. If you scroll out, you're going to get a bird's eye view of the bigger area. The light tan is the lowest crime level, and then it goes all the way up to the darker orange, which is the highest level crime. It's super important to understand that this is just a good place to begin your search. You don't want to stop here thinking that this one map is going to dictate where you should live, because it really shouldn't. I can tell you by looking at our map that some of those darker orange areas are actually more expensive places to live. So after the search there's a great website called spotcrime.com. You can see the more specific types of crimes by category. Okay, now one last thing you might want to check out is the sexual offenders and predators for the area you're thinking of moving to. The state of Florida actually allows you to search on a map by specific address. It's the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, which shows you where the sexual predators and offenders live in relation to that address. So if you have one on mind, you find one on Realtor.com that you're thinking, oh, I like that house, check and see what the the predators are around are like. Now, if you're moving someplace other than Florida, you'll have to do a more online searching for those specific states, because obviously I don't know about those states. Okay, so maps are great, but can you really rely just on them to pick your next dream home location? Well, the answer is definitely no, of course not, and you shouldn't. After that research, if at all possible, you really need to go visit the area for yourself. This is really a big one, right? Spend the time driving around, getting a feel for what things are like, where things are in relation to other things. Videos are great, obviously, but they are no substitute for being there and actually experiencing it yourself. You're going to want to go where the locals hang out, chat with some of them. People love to talk about what they like and don't like about an area. Honestly, nothing is better than talking to people who have been there, done that. But don't rely on just one. You want to talk to multiple people. One person may just be having a bad day and trash talk an area that they actually really like. You want to check out the restaurants, the local shopping. You're going to know whether or not you feel safe in an area once you're there. Parents, pet owners, you guys should go check out the local playgrounds, the dog parks. Ask locals about specific neighborhoods and why they would or wouldn't personally live there. Okay, so one last thing I'd like to talk about is, what if you can't visit an area first before moving? Although it's definitely not in anyone's best interest, that does happen, right? I mean, sometimes you just can't make it work. So in that case, I actually suggest joining Facebook groups or other types of groups with people from the area who could give you advice long distance as a local. Also, take the time to describe what a safe neighborhood or area to you looks like so that your realtor can do their best to accommodate you. But you really do have to keep in mind what I mentioned at the beginning of the video about why they have to be extremely careful about this issue. So the bottom line is that there are so many things that go into choosing a place to live, and safety is at the top of the list for just about everyone. I mean, let's face it, no area is completely crime-free, and everyone defines safe differently. So take your time and do your research. Hopefully these tools and advice can help you find that area that is just right for you. If you're looking to buy or sell in the Melbourne area, make the Weis choice and give me a call today. I'm happy to help. Now, if you'd like to see some other videos about our area, check out what our YouTube channel has to offer. We're growing it each week with all things real estate and Melbourne, Florida living. See you next video.